Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Crimson Flower and with me today I have a very special guest and I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Soulless. I'm 27. I like to play video games and bicycle. That's it.
Okay, that's great. So what's your polyphasic experience? Can you tell the audience a bit about it?
Yeah, I've been introduced to it like about 3 years ago. My friend was kind of doing it, so I was interested like how it works, and at the point I made myself a very weird schedule and didn't go like through adaptation like properly because I didn't read enough, and but it worked for me for a while. Like I have like 3 sleeps per day, like one during the day, like a nap, and also one after work, like small core, and later core like around morning, and it worked okay for a while, but until it didn't. So then I stopped trying this, but like I almost always kept a nap during the day. Then I have a big change in life. I moved to another country, so there I wasn't able to keep any polyphasic for a while, and also like at some point I remembered about it, and like I wanted to like give a more structure like to my life, and also to increase the amount of hours I can do stuff for myself. And yeah, so about like 10 months before I started like adaptation to Everyman 1, and tried to keep it like ever since.
Okay, so you've been adapted to Everyman 1 for around 9 months then?
Yeah, something like this.
Okay. Why did you choose Everyman 1?
So as I read a lot this time about polyphasic sleeps schedules, like I decided to go with a like more simpler one, like with just a nap, and like smaller core. So like I wanted to be like easy to adopt, and like and also like it will give me something like beneficial, like time in the morning, and yeah, that worked well for me.
Have you been able to use the time in your morning to do like more productive work than what you would otherwise be able to do?
So yeah, but I wouldn't say like I'm doing a lot of productive stuff in the morning, but it's like I'm using it more for like entertainment purposes, or like some like current projects I'm working on, like planning some stuff like trips, or like finding like apartment, or like doing some stuff that I need. So because like in the evening, if you're like trying to like if I had these 2 hours in the evening and like move them around, like in the evening after work, like after everything, like you're tired, and like this time you cannot spend like doing anything meaningful. And like in the morning, just like before work, I have this time, and actually like when I go to work, like I'm already like done something good for myself this day. So it like elevates my mood a lot.
Okay, so you're using the time in the morning to like do some self-care and to prepare for the day and do some productive work that isn't related to work but like entertainment related productive work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool to hear. It's always nice to see that people aren't acting like robots and are actually trying to take care of themselves while sleeping polyphasically. Was this one of the initial goals when you started the polyphasic schedule? Did you think like, I'm going to need more me time and that's why I'm going to need to reduce the amount of time I sleep?
Yeah, basically that was one. Also, I wanted to like have more structure to like my everyday schedule, and like if I didn't try like anything polyphasic that like requires be strict with your schedule, like I wouldn't do it because I don't know. Like if I have this thing that if I don't need something, I probably won't do it. So I made myself needing to stick to the schedule. So I will stick to the schedule, and it works great.
Okay, and related to the topic of like discipline that you're talking about, now structuring your life, do you feel like polyphasic sleep has helped you with that? Have you been able to structure your life better because of sleeping polyphasically, or have you or has polyphasic sleep been the cause of your increased discipline and structure, or have you needed to increase your discipline and structure in order to sleep polyphasically?
So it's like they both help each other. So I wanted to have more structure, and like I needed to have more structure to sleep polyphasically. So like and it helped me really to like basically not just like that I have to like keep to the schedule every day. Also like other things that like related to like caffeine consumption, like eating, and basically like the polyphasic requirements for be healthy and keep to the schedule help me like improve my overall like I don't know quality of life.
Okay. And would you say that those were struggles? Was it hard to cut out your bad habits in order to start sleeping polyphasically?
So I didn't have like really bad habits like regarding like stimulant consumption, and so like I really like strong coffee, but when I drank it, it like affected me super hard. Like I wasn't able to like sit on one place for 5 minutes, and so because of that, I was like drinking it very rarely. So so quitting it was super easy, and like I don't smoke, and also I almost don't drink alcohol, and now like I'm like very restricting myself with like when I allow myself to drink even a little.
Okay, related on the topic of alcohol, do you feel like you would mess up your sleep schedule if you drank too much? Have you ever been at risk of messing up your Everyman 1 schedule because of drinking?
So not probably not just because of drinking. Like sometimes like I went to some parties that I came late from, and maybe I drank there a bit, but it's like it made me feel a bit like not fully energized like next couple of days. So so I try to avoid that because like alcohol is not that fun. I think at least.
Yep. Okay, we've already talked about your stimulant consumption and it not being a super big struggle because you weren't consuming really a lot of it, and that you've increased your discipline because of polyphasic sleep. But were there any other struggles during your adaptation?
So I think the main struggle was like to keep up with the like boring tasks that I had to do. So like they really like made me want to go to sleep because they're boring, and like you need to like keep you interested in like what you do at all times during the adaptation, because it helps a lot with like fighting the like want to sleep.
Yep, sure. And how did you do this? Did you create like these two lists before you started the adaptation with tasks to do, or did you just wing it and go with whatever felt necessary? Did you ever, by the way, run out of things to do during your adaptation?
So I didn't create a list. Like I read about it, but I didn't feel like really like needed it, because like most of the time I was even like all my life I was able to like entertain myself when I don't have anything like I need to do, so it wasn't like a big problem in that regard. So like I didn't have a list, so I didn't run out of things. So sometimes I was like too tired, like especially in the morning, like when after waking up I was like too tired to do anything, but sometimes I just like sat like for half an hour doing nothing, but like I didn't go to sleep, so it was okay, I guess.
Okay, so you made sure that you stayed awake even though it was hard.
Yeah.
Okay, and did you ever like force some new tasks to do? Like, did you think that, oh, now I'm going to be too tired, and you forced yourself to do the dishes or to clean or to like stay active? Do you have any go-to methods that you did in order to be able to stay awake?
No, I didn't do it because these tasks you mentioned, they're like pretty boring, but they keeps your like body moving. So I don't know. I didn't try them.
Okay, but you still managed to adapt even without doing these tasks.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And what was it like to adapt then?
So actually, like I used several like hacks, I would call it, like for especially for myself. So I have a bunk bed that is like elevated, and there's a ladder to get up to it. So my alarm was always like beneath it on the table, so I have to get up from my bunk bed, and the ladder is has very narrow steps, and like you so if you do it like if you try it in a rush, if you don't like use the correct part of the foot, so it will hurt a bit. And basically, like when I get down to like turn off the alarm, I don't want to go back because it's not pleasant, like using this ladder. Also, at the time I was living with a roommate, and like he wanted to sleep a bit more, like to wake up a bit later, so I have to get up like quickly to turn it off so he don't wake up. And also like I told everybody about it, like at work, and like my friends, and like so, and I felt obligated to like follow what I told people. And that basically it was like external motivators for me to keep doing it, and for me that worked very, very well.
Okay, that's really interesting to hear that you used an external motivator of telling the people around you, and that forced you to stick to it. That's very cool. But did the issue with the bunk bed and everything like this disappear after you had adapted? Was everything easier then, or did you still need your super powerful alarms that risked waking up your roommate?
So right now I'm like for like around 6 months I'm living alone now. So there's no roommate to wake up now, and like the bunk bed's still there, but I don't feel like I really need it to like keep it up.
Okay, so you don't feel like you risk falling asleep when you're not supposed to sleep anymore?
Yeah.
Okay, how have your energy levels changed after you adapted to your schedule?
So yeah, I felt that I have like more consistent energy during the day, and like compared to like not sleeping regularly, like on the schedule that was before adaptation, and like of course a lot better than during adaptation. So yeah, it was just overall good. Like half an hour around like before my sleep, I feel like more tired, but I guess that's what's supposed to happen.
Okay, and it's really interesting to hear that your energy levels have stayed more consistent now. That's really cool. Do you feel like these levels are still higher than when you were monophasic, or are they around as high?
I think I didn't really sleep on the like consistent schedule monophasically, but I still feel it was like a bit better, at least a bit better than when I did one sleep a day.
Okay, so your Everyman 1 schedule is better than your unstrict monophasic schedule, right?
Yes, that's for sure.
Yeah, okay, that's also interesting to hear. And we talked already a bit about this, but how do you feel like polyphasic sleep has changed your life?
So yeah, it gave me more like structure and like more time for myself, and like it didn't really take a lot of stuff away. Like that I like miss having, or like the only like downsides is like social life. So like my schedule is the way I need to go to sleep at 11, and that limits like participating in some parties. So like people staying up until like 2 a.m. and like 10 and a half, and I'm like, sorry, I have to go, I need to sleep, and like play some video games in the morning. Sometimes that sounds a bit weird, but yeah, that's it.
Okay, nice. We'll get back to the people around you, but for now, I think it's really cool to hear that polyphasic sleep hasn't removed any vital like parts of your life. That's nice that you've been able to use such a schedule that doesn't do that, and it would probably be a bit harder to sustain it if you felt like something vital was missing. But what was I gonna say? You talked about your friends around you and polyphasic sleep not taking away anything vital. I forgot my follow-up question to that. But we can just jump to the people around you that you were talking about. How do they feel about your polyphasic schedule, and how did they feel when you went from being in adaptation to being adapted? Were they like envious of you? Like, oh my god, Soulless has so much time and he has time to play video games. What were their reactions?
So most of the people weren't like really like convinced that it's gonna work, and what was basically curious like how I feel like and how it changed over time. So like when I eventually become adapted, like people like pretty cool, like but I understand that it's not for everybody, and like a lot of people cannot just make the schedule very strict, even if they want like more sleep, or I mean less sleep, and so for example, like a lot of people got interested, so like they were asking more questions, like how does it work, and like as I read a lot, I always like always happy to share my knowledge about it and explain stuff, how it works. And so for example, people at work, they actually like I was a bit surprised that they didn't mind that I have a like 20-minute nap during the day, that just like everybody's working but I'm going to sleep like for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
and,
yeah, nice, cool. Yeah, please continue.
So friends like mostly understand, like, so it's they didn't like try to convince me like to stay later, or yeah, because we're like grown-ups and we respect each other. So yeah, I didn't receive any like very like negative reception around my sleep schedule, so it was pretty good for me.
Yeah, okay. And I think that at least in some of the Eastern countries, taking a nap during the day could actually be something that's relevant in work culture, and maybe the people around you have like experience with that or something like that. I don't know, but it's still cool to hear that your colleagues were okay with you sleeping. And what about your friends, and maybe especially your roommate? Did their opinions on polyphasic sleep change once you adapted? Have you maybe helped your old roommate adapt to a polyphasic schedule?
So I would say like my roommate, he was like interested to like see how it works, but I don't know. I didn't like really want to convince him trying it, because like he has like a lot of stuff to figure out on his own. So and but like I'll like explain how it works. So he didn't try it. I don't know, maybe like he was okay with structuring his schedule already without like requiring less sleep.
Okay, sure. And about your other friends, have any of them attempted polyphasic schedules because they've seen how it has changed your life and they want to get something similar?
So yeah, a lot of people like very interested, and then like I explain like the strictness you have to follow, and like what you like cannot do and can do. So some people like find some of these things like very important to them, so they don't want to get rid of them. Or for example, I have a friend at work that he has some like dancing activities in the evening, and like he gets home like pretty late, like 1 or 2 a.m. and he wanted to like maybe try it, but like he couldn't make a schedule with like consistent like time to go to sleep. So like I advise him against like trying this like at a very like strict way, because it's probably not gonna work if like.
Yeah, that's been the experience of people so far, that adapting to a non-strict schedule is really hard and maybe sometimes even impossible.
Yeah, but he took because of this, he like gets less sleep during the night, so he like compensates on the weekend. But like he started to sometimes like take like a nap in the evening, and like he said it helped him a bit.
Yep, that's cool to hear at least. And speaking of going to sleep late, I actually remembered my follow-up question to an earlier part here. It was with regards to you saying that you have to go home earlier when you hang out with your friends to go sleep. Have you ever thought about doing a gradual adaptation and reducing your sleep further so that you could stay out with your friends a bit longer?
So I think it's not a lot about reducing overall sleep to like be able to, because like right now I'm going to sleep at 11, and like the SWS peak is like from 9 to 12 around something. So like I wanted to get like this at least part of this period, and like if you go to more strict schedule, like you need to switch, like at least keep it like this, or like move it even like earlier. But yeah, so like I thought of doing like Everyman 2 at some point, but I'm not sure like I really need it, and like it's gonna just add me like some additional time in the morning. Like it's not gonna like dramatically change my like lifestyle. So I thought that I don't need to go through like struggles of adapting again.
Okay, but it's great to hear that you found a schedule that suits your needs. That's really cool to hear. And my next question here would be, how has polyphasic sleep affected your dreaming?
Sorry, you're cutting out.
I'm sorry. How has polyphasic sleep affected your dreaming?
So, yeah, I definitely was like as I was waking at the right time. So it was always like with like close proximity to REM phase. So like during the naps, I always like see some cool dreams. And like in the morning, I'm like most of the time I'm too occupied with like what I have to do right away, so I don't remember exactly. But like most of the time, yeah, I remember at least having a dream, not remembering what was there, but at least yeah, it because like when you're on a non-strict schedule, like you're waking up at different phases and like not sure like that you dreamt at all, because like you didn't wake up in the REM phase or like close to it. So yeah, definitely I remembered more dreams.
Okay, and have you tried to pursue that with any way? Have you been interested in lucid dreaming and maybe tried to improve your dream recall or lucidity in your dreams?
So yeah, I thought about it, but I didn't do it yet. So no.
Okay, that's fine. Everybody's not interested in it, but I think that it's really cool to be able to like also do productive work when you're dreaming. That would be really cool, but it doesn't really sound like you need that in your life. You already have time for yourself and it's all good. Do you have any tips for people who want to start sleeping a polyphasic schedule?
So I think try every way like that can help you like adapt. So like for different people it's gonna be different stuff, and like don't just try to like use the common guidelines. Like maybe try to think of the ways that it can help you. For example, like my bunk bed and like roommate, that if you have a low self motivation to do stuff, so maybe use external one. And yeah, and like read the polyphasic.net a lot.
Sure, that's cool. Yeah, I think it's really powerful that you're telling people to think for themselves and to apply tips maybe outside the box to their specific situations to help them adapt. That's really cool. Okay, I don't think I have any more questions for you. Do you have anything else to add here at the end?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, well,
thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck with your schedule now that you've adapted, and yeah, have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.